Hey guys, what's going on? Sarah Hall here, the Wealthy Optimist. I am in my new apartment in London and I live here now. So it has been a really long time since I made a video. And well, that's not true actually. So I've been making videos, I just haven't been publishing them or releasing them. And there's a couple of different reasons for that. One is because I moved here and I was getting settled in and there was just so much going on. I started a new job. I have broken up with my ex, which was a long time ago. So if you remember the video that I most recently released, which wasn't very recent, it was like in April, I'm so sorry. I was saying that I was moving to London and that I wasn't sure if I was gonna live there or what was gonna happen, and that I was breaking up with my boyfriend we were together for 4 years. And there was just a lot happening in that video, and I had filmed it in Ottawa before I got on the plane to come to London. And as an update, I live here now and it's been quite an adjustment. So this is my apartment, this is my living room. I rented my own apartment here, so I live by myself. I have one bedroom. It's really cute. I have a view of the river, so the river is just outside. And actually, I'll just show you really quickly. One second. So that's the view from my living room. It's Christmas right now. I haven't figured out how I'm going to be filming videos in this space yet, so I'm trying this out. I ordered a studio light because my other one obviously is back home in Vancouver, but for some reason this studio light is like this big, so it's not really giving me good lighting. So bear with me because I am going to make a series of videos on moving to London, traveling by yourself, all that kind of stuff that my channel is all about. So I want to be able to share that with you, and I've got a huge laundry list of different videos that I'm gonna make of things that people ask me, teaching people how to move to another country by themselves. There's so much stuff that I've learned over the last, year, and so much stuff has happened over the last year, you guys, so much stuff. Like, it's been crazy. I didn't know exactly what my plan was. I knew I wanted to come to London and I knew I wanted to get my ancestry citizenship because my grandparents are British and Scottish, and but I didn't know what was going to kind of happen. So it's been a really interesting experience. This last year, there's been so much to reflect on. I mean, this is my first Christmas ever in my entire life, and I'm 31 years old, not spending it with my family, which it's starting to really hit me. It's Christmas Eve right now, and it's starting to kind of like sink in, that I'm not gonna be with my family. I was gonna go home for Christmas. I do have 2 weeks off of work, and I was gonna go home, but there's just a lot of stuff going on right now that it just felt like it would be too stressful for me right now. So I decided to just do some like self-care over these 2 weeks. And I think I made the right decision. My mom came and visited me. I made so many great videos. I'm gonna be publishing them and releasing them. We went to Scotland. We went and learned about our family history in Scotland. So we went to a special Scottish registry where they have all of the documents from like family members of ours that we didn't even know existed. It was so cool. We went all over the place there. We went to Glasgow, which is where my grandpa was born, which was really cool. We went to the cemetery that my great-grandma was buried in. It was just a really exciting adventure. And then we went to Manchester, where a lot of my family still lives here. So they live in a place called Duckenfield. And we went there, me and my mom, and we had a family reunion, which my second cousin, Lisa Hayes, she organized it, Lisa Hay, and it was amazing. Like, there were probably like 25 or 30 people there, I think. And I had no idea that I had such a huge family here. And it just made me feel so happy because I thought I was kind of like all alone here, even though I knew I have like history here and family here. I just didn't realize how close they really were, you know? So it was really awesome. And it was so nice to, I'm tearing up. It was so nice to spend that time with my mom. And so she was here for almost 3 weeks, and she left in the second week of November. So that helped a little bit with the not going home for Christmas thing, because I had just spent all that time with my mom, which was really, really great. And I miss my brother and my sister dearly, and I miss my dad, and I want to see them. But what I'm gonna do instead is go back closer to like spring, summer, when the weather's really nice. We can go camping, we can do some, you know, like family stuff and enjoy it with nice weather. So I think that's a smart move. I also have to go back and renew my visa. So I'm gonna do that when I go there next year as well too. And so yeah, I was reflecting and I was thinking, you know, I'm starting to get my apartment all set up now that I know that I'm gonna be here, you know, permanently. Like, I already knew I was gonna be here in London permanently. I just didn't know if I was gonna stay at this apartment, but I love this apartment so much. So I finally started buying things. So the bookshelves are new. I actually built them like 2 days ago. This picture is new. It's from IKEA, but I love it because it's hot pink. And this chair is so cute. Can I show you this? Oh, this is my like writing desk chair. I'm in love with it so much. And I'm just slowly piecing things together, and it's interesting. Back on the Christmas front, this is basically just a catch up with me video, just so you all know. The Christmas front, so I have actually been seeing somebody and dating them for a couple of months now, and his family invited me over for Christmas, which is really, really sweet of them. So tonight we're gonna go out for dinner. They go out on Christmas Eve for dinner, and then tomorrow we're gonna go over to his parents' house around like, I guess, lunchtime kind of deal, and then spend Christmas Day there. So I'm excited about that. I'm a bit nervous, to be honest, and really missing my family right now. It's hard not to feel guilty about not going home, if I'm being very honest with you. And maybe you guys who have traveled before on holidays know what I'm saying. Like, it's a bit hard to not feel, and especially because my older sister passed away 3 years ago. It's hard because I know I want to be there for my mom, you know, and for my family, but I just need, like, I need this time for myself. And it's, how can I say this? You can't pour from an empty cup, right? So all the stuff that I've been going through on this like kind of healing journey these past 2 years, it's all about learning how to like put myself first, if that makes sense. I'm the kind of person that like I give and give and give and give and give, and then I put myself and my needs on the back burner, and I just kind of like get so burnt out and so exhausted, emotionally stressed, and it's just not a healthy way to live. And so these past 2 years, it's been about me figuring out how I can heal from that, how I can, you know, practice more self-love, self-care, you know, boundaries have been so important. I actually started editing some videos from Cambodia just today. So I went to Cambodia in 2018, so it's 2019 right now. I went in 2018 in May for 3.5 weeks. We went on a nonprofit mission with my church, and so I edited half the videos and I never finished editing the rest of them, and it's been a really long time. So you're gonna be seeing some videos coming up from my Cambodia trip, which they're really great. It made me so happy. I was going through and like editing these videos, and that was such a, you know, life-changing experience for me. I had never been to Asia before, and I had never done something like so meaningful. I mean, volunteering your time to go and help people. I mean, there were 10 different organizations that we went and visited and helped. I saw so many different things. It was a huge culture shock. I mean, we weren't going to places that were like where people go when they're on vacation in Cambodia. We were like in villages, in poverty, in slums. Like, it was completely eye-opening with people living in tents, and like it was something else. So places where they didn't even have like schools or anything, and had to build houses out of wood that they found on the side of the roads, like that. We were in those kinds of places as well as other places, but it was just really a life-changing experience for me. And so I'm really happy to be able to, you know, finally finish editing those videos and get those out for you guys, and just watch them myself too, because it was, you know, like a documentation. That's something I love about vlogging, is you're making the documentation of your life, and you can look back on that, and I think it's a really special thing. I also have about 100 videos from my travels last year that I need to also finish editing. So those videos are all last year when I went traveling. I went to 13 different countries, and I've only put up, I mean, probably like 50 videos from those so far, and I have a lot more to do. So there's a lot of travel videos coming, a lot of, you know, top things to do in different countries, really cool tours and all that kind of stuff. So that's all coming. And then plus I have videos that I've been filming here as well too. So there's lots and lots of good stuff coming up. So I'm excited to share it with you. There are some things that people always ask me that I thought I could, you know, share with you real quick in this video. Some questions that I get a lot are from other people that have moved to somewhere like London by themselves and stuff like that. And they ask questions like, how do you afford to live on your own? And that one is pretty straightforward. I mean, I have a full-time job and I'm a communications manager. I also I'm a writer, so I have a couple of books published. I also do make income from the YouTube videos, which isn't significant yet, but it's growing every day, which is amazing. So, I mean, there's lots of different avenues where you can make income on top of your full-time job. But I do notice like a lot of people who move to London, I'm just using London as an example because this is my only experience with living abroad, but a lot of people who move to London and they're really, you know, struggling with rent and living with roommates and having like a horrible experience. And the things that I notice is they end up getting jobs in places like bars and pubs and restaurants, or, you know, doing jobs of that nature. And if you have, you know, any kinds of like skill set, you should try to get a better job. I know that it's different for everybody's different, you know, skill sets and opportunities and education levels and, you know, experience in the work field, but bars and pubs out here, you get really low wage. I mean, I had a friend of mine and she was an actor, and so she's working at restaurants and she was making like, I think £7 an hour, and that's really low. And so of course, if you're making that kind of income, and then they don't really tip out here either, you're not going to make a lot of money. So if you have a different skill set, then see if you can apply that and then hold out and get a really good full-time job. Now, I know that a lot of you guys who are watching my channel, you want to travel full-time, you want to do those kinds of things. Sometimes in life, you need some stability. I love traveling. You can still go traveling. But if you're going to make a big, huge move and you plan on doing it permanently and you want to set yourself up for success, I think it's a really important thing to do something stable. You know, get a full-time job. I was really, really blessed to find a company that they're awesome, like just such great people. And so that's been a really positive experience for me. But I guess what I would recommend is just, you know, really apply yourself, because you want to set yourself up for success and you don't want to live in a situation where you're unhappy. Or I had an experience last year when I was traveling. I came back to London after 4.5 months of traveling by myself, and I came back to London and I rented an Airbnb for about 5 weeks. And it was a room in somebody's house, and by around the 2.5 week mark, she just started acting really strange and was not very kind, and it was an Airbnb. So, I mean, I was like paying to stay in her house, and it wasn't like a roommate situation. So I can just imagine like having roommates would be really stressful. And it's not, living alone isn't for everybody. Some people, they move to London and they have the opposite experience. They want to live with people because they want, you know, to make friends out here. They want to, you know, come home and have somebody around, and that's cool too. So it totally depends on what you like to do. I'm at a stage in my life where it's really important for me to have my own space. It's really important for me to be able to, you know, make something my own. This place was unfurnished. I bought all my furniture. I just think that it's, especially coming from a huge breakup, I wanted to be able to, you know, set myself up for success, right? So the next year, 2020, I'm really excited about 2020. The next year, I have a lot of really awesome things planned. So I'm working on a new something, which I'm not gonna tell you actually. So sorry about that. But I'm really excited about it, and it's a very creative endeavor, so I'm excited for that. And then I'm also going to be working on focusing on my YouTube channel and getting videos out to you guys more, and just teaching, you know, sharing my experiences with moving here, and, you know, tips about London and all that kind of stuff are some really important things that I want to share with you guys. And yeah, so that's basically it for the video, I guess. What can I say? I mean, the things that I've learned over the past year, I've been reflecting a lot about it. And for a long time, this is about to get really personal. For a really long time, I felt like I always needed to be with somebody. And so I guess you would call me like a serial monogamist. And so I had one relationship, it was like 6.5 years. We were engaged, although that was completely just like a facade engagement. I mean, we were never gonna get married. We were just really young. We thought that, you know, that's what we're supposed to do, kind of thing. So he proposed to me, and, you know, we went around, you know, being all excited about getting married, and then it turned into like, oh wait, I don't want to be with this person at all. I mean, he wasn't the right person for me at all. We had very, very little in common, and I kind of grew up and he stopped. He didn't want to grow up. So we were just very different. And when I broke up with him, I started dating somebody else, and almost immediately. And that's not a healthy way to be, right? And then I broke up with him because it was just a couple of months. It wasn't a good relationship either. And by wasn't a good relationship, it was incredibly toxic and abusive, and the guy was crazy. And so I left him after just like 3 months, and then I met somebody else, and I dated that person for 9 months, and they were also crazy and abusive and toxic, and just kind of like, when you're up here, you just kind of like drag me down, you know? And it was stressful and awful and very unhealthy, and made me feel really low about myself. And after I broke up with him, I met my most recent ex, which I dated for 4 years. And that relationship was the best relationship I think I've ever had, to be fair to him, but it was also not the best relationship for me. So he was really positive, really like supportive, helped me, you know, develop myself and kind of like grow up, I guess. So he was really there for me and really helped me grow up from like the age of, I guess we started dating just when I was like 25. And then we broke up in March this year, end of March this year. And 26, I was 26. And he helped me grow up a lot. So, but on the other hand too, we were also, you know, quite different people, and we didn't have the same long-term goals. And I think that it's important to realize when you don't have long-term goals in common with somebody. And the stage where I'm at right now, I just kind of want to like be alone, you know, and explore myself and explore the creative things that I'm working on. And I feel like after, it's basically been a decade of being in very like long-term relationships that weren't right for me. And it's like, I used to always, like, I have one of my best friends, and she was single for like, I think 2 or 3 years or something. And I used to always like think, oh my God, that would be horrible, you know? But on the other hand, like, it's not horrible. It would be actually really amazing if you could do that for yourself and learn about yourself in the meantime, and learn to be alone, and, you know, be happy being alone, because you're not going to find your happiness in somebody else. It's not somebody else's goal to make you happy. It's not their job. It's your goal to make yourself happy. It's your job to make yourself happy. And if you can't be happy on your own and be your own person and be strong and confident and full of self-love, yourself first, then you're not going to be able to find that person that's right for you, that person that you want to get married to, that person that you want to have kids with. You're just not going to be able to do that, because it's never going to be right. And I heard this really great thing too: if it's not right for you, it's not right for them either. So as much as you love somebody and you care about them, if you feel little inklings in your gut that it's not right, then it's not right for them either. And they probably feel that too, you know? And even if they think it's right for them, if it's not right for you, it isn't right for them either, because you're not gonna be happy in the long term. So why spend your time with somebody and commit like years of your life to somebody if it just kind of in the very back there's like a little something that says that it's not right? And those are the things I've just kind of been really reflecting on. I also released a lot of toxic, unhealthy friends. They weren't really friends actually. So that's like the past year and a half since I started traveling, I had this group that I was working with, and I thought that they were, you know, they had my best interests at heart. I thought that they were, you know, caring and supportive, and I found out that they were actually, you know, going around behind my back and talking about stuff, and just not, I don't want to get into it, but just not good people. And so the last year has been all about realizing what's healthy relationships, what's toxic relationships, who is important to have in my life and give my energy to, who is not important to have in my life or give my energy to, and how to set up healthy boundaries, whether those boundaries are with family, with friends, you know, any type of relationships, partners. You have to be able to have that kind of self-respect and set those things up for yourself so that you're set up for success. So as I'm going into 2020, this is probably going to be the last video I make before I go into 2020, I just almost want to like give myself a little mental reminder that I'm strong, I've got this, and look at all that I could accomplish if I set my mind to it. I mean, I moved to a new country. I traveled the world for 5 months last year, 6 months if you count Cambodia. I mean, I did so much, and I got a great job here. I got a great apartment. I started making some, you know, good friends. I joined some book clubs that I love because I love reading. I'm an author. I've gotten involved with different things. I started a theater group. So when you're trying to make friends in a new country, you can like start little groups and, you know, find people with similar interests. So I started a group with some girls who love going to theater shows. So we're going to theater shows together. I mean, there's so many different things that I've accomplished, and I let go of a lot of unhealthy things, and it just feels like I feel really, really happy here, and I'm really grateful for this experience. And the next year is gonna be so amazing. And if you are, you know, spending Christmas alone, or you are spending New Year's alone, I'm probably gonna stay home by myself for New Year's, and I've been invited out to places, but I just figure that I'd rather, you know, relax at home, have a little bit of wine, watch a movie, reflect, write in my journal, and just kind of start the new year off cozy and happy. I also bought an elliptical machine, which is an elliptical machine and a bike, and I'm gonna put it right there because there's nowhere else to put it in this room. But I wasn't going to the gym, so I thought, like, I was going to the gym before I started working full-time. I was able to go like 4 or 5 times a week to the gym because I was working from home. But I figured, you know, I kept on thinking, oh, I'm gonna make myself go to the gym, I'm gonna make myself go to the gym. I was spending 120 pounds a month on a gym membership that I was using like once a week or once every 2 weeks once I started working. So, I mean, what a waste of money. So what I've done now is I've ordered a bike, exercise bike, an elliptical machine, and it's gonna go right there. So cross trainer is also what it's called. And I'm excited for that because I can literally watch TV and exercise, and I can do that every single day, no big deal. So, and plus I saved a fortune. I mean, ordering the machine was like 140 or 150 pounds, okay? That's like 1 month of that gym membership I had at Virgin Active. So, huge savings. And what else? That's basically it. I don't know. I feel like this next year is gonna be even more life-changing than this past year was. And these past like 2 years, it's just been learning so much about myself. And I'm grateful that I get to share that with you guys as well too, because if I'm able to help inspire somebody to transform their life in any way, to let go of toxic relationships, to, you know, realize that it's better to have, you know, 1 or 2 best friends than 10 friends who pretend to be your friends but aren't really your friends, or, you know, how to set up healthy boundaries, even if it's somebody that you love dearly in your family. I mean, if I can help somebody to make those changes, those are monumental changes. It has transformed me so much, and it is not easy to do these things, but the benefits that you have after you do them and the way that you feel and the accomplishments in your life is absolutely priceless. And if I can help people to make those changes and do these things and inspire you to dream big and, you know, take one step at a time and just make that plan and set that date and go for it, then that's what I'm gonna do. And it makes me really, really happy to be able to inspire anybody. And I'm inspiring myself every day. And there are people that I'm inspired by. And it's just like, I don't know, God's making like big moves and the universe is like big, just pushing me forward. So thank you so much for all of your subscriptions. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I really am looking forward to the new year. Feel free to add me on social medias. All my things are, you know, all over the place. Normally it's here or here. And then in the description box, I also have my book links. So if you're interested in checking them out or buying them to support me, I mean, that's amazing. One of them is all about mastering your mindset, living a healthier life. It's literally what I'm talking about right now in this video. It's 10 steps that I use to transform my life. And I wrote the first half of the book before my sister passed away, and I wrote the second half after my sister passed away. And then I went through and changed stuff to talk about how I was coping with my grief. And so it's a big deal for me. And if you'd like to read it, I would love to hear what you think of it. And so that's basically it. I will see you guys in the new year. I hope that you practice self-love and practice self-care and inspire yourself to adventure. Bye.